they would regret kicking him out, and then, well, tonight a group of werewolves just came barging on in here and bloody killed everyone.
Oh. Alright, this...
And what happened to your sire?
I think he's probably dead. I don't know. I haven't left here since they attacked.
Alright, I think we should ask Alex for advice now. Because this sounds like crazy.
Yep. I was gonna say it's a father returning, just sounds nice. Ring ring, hello Alex Summer.
Yeah. So you ring, and how do you exactly word it to him?
We gotta...
Okay, that means it's important.
We gotta job ranting about a father.
I'll be like, I'll try and roleplay this so it's more legitimate. Like, hey Alex, got an update for you. This anarch hideout of yours has been raided. Apparently there was some infighting. One of them was raving about, and I'm guessing this is important, the father returning. And they didn't like that. They kicked him out, and then a bunch of werewolves came through and killed the rest of them.
Okay, that first part sounded like General Sabat nonsense, but werewolves? That's particularly strange. It's not my area of expertise, although hunting down Sabat members is something I'm quite good at, so the first part I can definitely help with. The second part, though, that is very interesting. I'm unsure of how any vampire would be able to convince werewolves to actually attack a fellow settlement. Well, convincing them to attack is the easy part, but actually talking to them enough to tell them where the hideout is the hard part.
Not getting killed in the process, I see.
Yes.
Give me 1 second, sorry. I'll put the phone down. I'll ask this girl. How many werewolves were there?
2, I believe.
Go back to this. There was two werewolves, from what Tao Survivor here has to say. She's a ghoul with no master.
Okay, well that's that's interesting. I guess two werewolves could attack a. I don't know how many vampires were there.
Out of character, we counted what? 2 bodies, 3 bodies?
3.
Yeah, but remember, vampires don't leave bodies. They turn to ash when they die.
There's no ash. Okay.
You haven't
Do we have any ash piles?
Oh, hang on. Let's go back to your rolls before.
Because I rolled this slick like 7.
Yeah, that's how you've. So say as you're walking through the thing and you're following this particular blood trail, you found 1 pile of ash inside along your path. Obviously, if any vampires were killed outside, they could get blown away in the wind.
Alright, so there's at least 1 vampire inside. Goodness knows how many were blown away in the wind though outside. We found a bloody brutalized corpse of a ghoul outside, so there was some fighting in the courtyard. It could have been many, few, none. Don't know.
I mean, you have somebody with you who would know.
That is completely fair. Hey you, how many vampires were there here?
There was Olivia, Alduin, 3. There were 3 vampires here tonight.
Plus your 4th member who preached about the return of the prince.
Return of the father.
Who's
Father.
the father? Sorry,
Yeah.
So it looks 3 vampires, couple dead ghouls.
Alright, yeah, that definitely, from what I know of werewolves, that does sound like something werewolves could easily do. The best people to speak about would be the gangrel. Then their clan has officially left the Camarilla, but there should still be a couple of them out in the mountainside hunting out there. So if you hunt them down, they're normally pretty good when it comes to knowledge on werewolves, given the fact that they have similar zones of hunting.
Okay, what about this Sabat fella? What do you do about him?
Well, if he's Sabat, well, his life is forfeit, so if you can find him, you can kill him.
Any tips on finding him?
Well, well, knowing him, he was a Bruja. He's probably going to head off straight into the mountains. He'll probably try and hide out there for a little while because, well, there was just a werewolf attack. And I'm assuming... Sorry, I got hiccups now. So yeah, just go up into the mountains. There used to be an old church out there. The Sabbat used to like using that as a sort of sanctuary. So if you head out there, you should be able to... Hopefully he went there, but we don't know how in the Sabbat he is. He may be a recent member, given that we know there used to be quite an adamant anarch before now, I guess.
Well, I guess we're into a bit of a hike.
Wonderful.
Alright, anything else I need to know?
Oh, we should ask him what we should do with the ghoul.
Well, that's up to you. Obviously, being a ghoul, she's aware of our existence, but since she has no master, we generally don't appreciate mortals who know of other vampires. No vampire kind. We generally try to either blood bond them as ghouls or get rid of them, and if her master's gone, she's more of a liability, so it's up to you if you want to dispose of her, or one of you could form a bond with her and take her old master's place as her Dementor.
Rightio. Well, leave it with us. We'll report back soon. And I'll hang up. I'll like walk up to the lady. And what did she say her name was?
Aubrey.
I was saying Eustace. Aubrey. I was saying Eustace. Wait, that's not the right name.
No, it's Aubrey.
It's Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Oh, and you're in a block.
I'll walk up to Aubrey and I'll like kneel down next to her. I'll be like, so do you understand the circumstances that you're in now?
Well enough, I guess. Aubrey, hang on.
Would you be willing to accept me as a master then? Either you get to do that, or we kill you.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, sure. So, you gain... Is it how? It should be there's probably a section in the rulebook about blood bonding goals, I imagine.
From my understanding, it takes time.
Yeah, because it's similar to a blood bond, if I remember correctly, but it's a little different.
It's different, but it's like...
Oh, here we go.
You can... blood bonds take us like 3 doses over the same moon, I think.
Yeah.
For a permanent blood bond, whereas a ghoul is just a mortal who drinks a vampire's blood.
Yeah, but she has to keep it up. Vampires, advanced systems, system blood, cities, chronicles, tools. There must be a thing for blood. Where is? Where does it have? Because it'll be with blood bonds, I imagine. Hang on, let's go to find. Google.
233.
233.
It was actually the section before the Dialbroy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The mortal gains the first dot in their master's highest rated discipline, along with a single level 1 power possessed by the vampire. They stop aging, and wounds heal twice as fast, unless caused by fire.
Yeah. So bond.
A rouse check's worth of VtM.
Okay, so just do a 1 rouse check then.
A rouse check.
Oh,
Bruh, I crit. I think you can crit rouse, but I will.
Yeah, you can. But so basically, yeah, you don't gain any hunger, and yeah, she's bloodbound to you, and she has what, 1 level of protein, is it?
Yeah, so my highest, I believe, is protein.
Yep.
Yep, protein, because I've got protein level 2 for feral weapons. So she would gain protein eyes.
Yep.
I'm assuming she gains the same power as me.
I think that makes sense to me. Yeah. I mean, you could have. What's the other protein power?
It's a good question. I'm looking it up right as we speak.
Yeah, I just have to scroll down. Proteum. So one down.
Eyes of the Beast or Weight of the Feather. Oh, she gets feather falling.
All right. I mean, which one do you want her to have? I think Eyes of the Beast makes sense to me because that's the one you
Eyes
have.
of the Beast.
Yeah.
I also feel like, considering Eyes of the Beast is like the thing that my character's had the longest, it'll just be natural for him.
Yeah. Okay,
So he probably won't know how to distinguish different powers or anything like that. I still want to kind of roleplay his application of vampirism as like really newbie, but he still acts like a cocky asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. All right. So you now have a ghoul following you around.
We have to like put them on a chart and a list and stuff, but we'll do that later.
Yeah, I've already got it written down. Aubrey, Anthony's ghoul, and Tommy's ghoul. All right, save that. And obviously in your merits, or it'll be backgrounds actually. Add a rank 2 retainer, I believe.
The merits or background?
I think it's under backgrounds as
Yeah, backgrounds.
Yeah, it's a background, so you get a retainer because obviously you now.
So it's add background retainer.
Yeah, add one retainer.
And it was Aubrey.
Yeah. I think rank 2 is a goal.
Just so you know as well.
Yeah.
I've spelled it like Aubrey as in the brie cheese. Because that's just how I typed it out. I was like, Aubrey. That's the high spell Aubrey. Oh well.
I mean, I
retainer.
I mean, you could spell as you was, but it was spelled like this is how I always spelled it. So I don't know if you do it the same.
I've done it that way.
Okay.
As in like the brie cheese.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Is that going to be a new name, Aubrey Cheese?
I mean, I guess you're the first time you spell it, she'll be like, okay, whatever.
You deal with it.
She's like, whatever. But yeah, you have a fourth party member at the moment, temporarily. I'll make a character sheet for her properly later after we finish. But yeah, you're heading on off to the mountains, I guess.
Pretty much. How much time have we got left in the night?
It's like midnight at the moment.
Cool. We'll go off into the mountains, and this guy's already said that he's Bruja, so I'm guessing, haha, Delbury time, because he is sacrificed, he is not the Camellia. I want to hunt just Sabbats. So many Sabbat people. It's gonna be great. We'll just be Sabbath hunters.
Hell, it's a proper thing for. That's something a sheriff would have a group of people to do. Oh, and that's right. We need to talk about setting up your group type.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll worry about finishing this mission first, and once we do that, we'll sort it out after. But yeah, I guess you get in the van, not walk up the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're driving.
He said there's an old church.
The conundrum contraption. Off we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you you drive off along the road, and he said before the mountain turn off, you can there's a dirt road, and you go down that leads to an old abandoned church. So you're driving down the road. The houses surprisingly start getting really nice as you start getting closer to the mountain, but they're like farm villas more so. So it's like you pass like a couple of vineyards, and they're like there's ranches and stuff, and eventually you find next to the river there's like a river that runs off the mountain, and that marks the border before you actually enter like the national reserve, which is the mountains itself. But yeah, you pull off, and you can see the church sort of sitting slightly on a hill, off in the distance as you start to approach. Do you guys stop before then and approach, or do you drive up to it?
What do you guys want to do? Just
who's
smash
driving?
and go? Is it smash and go, or
What, you're just gonna just take the van to the front of the church?
yeah? It's like I don't know. I want us to get
painted it.
We haven't reinforced the van yet, okay? It's not a dodge.
I've only just painted it and I haven't even put the bumper on.
Yeah, you could fuck up
I
the
vote
radiator.
for us. I vote for us waiting, like stopping short and walking the rest of the way, and I'll tell Aubrey to wait in the van. Keep it running.
Turn the light, no, turn the lights off and turn the ignition off and just roll up to it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll let you do that then, I guess.
Guess the driver. His
Yeah.
choice.
So we're stopping, but like in a ditch somewhere.
We're gonna drive up to it, but just not like.
Oh, okay. So turn off the engine, put it in neutral, then we just push out.
And then just coast to it, and then we'll stop outside the church.
Well,
We're
yeah, you go down like the little hill, then it's like a little flat area, and well, when you hit the hill that the church is on, obviously it can't go up anymore because it's an incline going up. So you.
It is enough. So
Yeah, you're on.
I said we just stop now and go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you just say Aubrey sits in the car. She basically just goes, yeah, she gets in the driver's seat and she's basically ready for anything to go.
Sounds good.
And how are you going to approach the building itself? There's basically you got the main front entrance, like a side entrance, which is also towards the front, and then a back entrance.
Wait, so there's 3 different entrances.
Guys, I think I gotta go.
So if we take an entrance each.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll go around the back, you two to the front. Because I can see in the dark.
Yeah, well, we'll wrap this up really quickly so Kit can go then.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up my brother, so I don't know.
Do you want to... Okay, how long would that take for you? Because obviously we can wrap up this... I guess,
20 minutes.
I guess we can say your character
Well,
takes this
I
back.
don't know. You guys are just beating people up, so I'll just say I'll wait in the car.
Yeah, you wait in the car, or you wait outside with your gun ready. You go off,
Yeah.
and hopefully by the time you get back, we can sort out making the group together.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
Right, see you soon, man.
We could just simplify it and frickin' Giga Chad and I can just bust down the front door, gung ho style.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you kick. I guess you kick in the front door.
I just smashed the front door in. Actually, I need to do myself a rouse check, so I'm going to activate my claws. The like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ideal lots of damage claws.
Yeah.
Which is a rouse check. Failed, so that's a point of hunger.
Yeah.
But now I've got a. I don't have my total bonus, but I've got +2 on my feral weapons now.
Yeah, that's +2 damage, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, and you deal superficial damage, but it's not halved if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, and you ignore a point of armor as well because of your other ability. Your
no, it's just potence and mortal damage ignores the armor.
Yeah, that ignores 1 armor, so you ignore 1 armor as well. Yeah, you go in and you can see he's basically he's sitting the church, basically the roof's like caved in apart, and you can see the moonlight raining down upon him, and he's basically kneeling in front of the altar. His arms are in the air, and his arms are actually on fire, and he's holding a sword in his arms, and he's wearing basically what looks sort of like a modernized, sort of like a semi-medieval, semi-modernized sort of metal armor. So it's quite an odd looking armor. It's like it's what you would expect like a sort of sci-fi military to sort of wear, but it's made of like normal steel plates like overlaid each other instead of being any fancy material. And it has a sort of...
So, what you're telling me he's a vampire Catholic crusader?
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Nice.
So, I kick the door down. I see him and just yell, "The Pope calls!" And just go for him.
Yeah, and
I'm just gonna go
and I will answer, and he just like, he pulls out his sword's on fire, and he just runs at you and attacks. He just like swings around, and so yeah, well, obviously we're entering combat. So you guys roll. He will attack you first since you're the one who actively engaged him, and since you're the full vampire, he perceives you as a bigger threat. And so you will be rolling your obviously brawl plus melee, and he'll be rolling his no, you'll be rolling your brawl plus strength, and he's rolling his strength plus melee.
I would be doing that one, Proteor. That seems like the right number of dice. And then I get a +2 on damage on top of that.
Yeah. You got 3 successes. So you beat him
go
by
for
1. Yeah, so you swing to a sword down above you. You sort of slap at the side and slash up with your claw, and you deal a point of damage to him. And then
that's ignoring the 1 point of armor.
Oh, well, one of the points of armor, yeah. Oh, how does armor work? Shit, because he has more. He has 2 points of armor.
Fucking armor.
I guess I think you don't do anything then, because you beat him by 1, and then you ignore 1 armor.
Let's see what it
Oh,
says.
you got +2 to your damage. Sorry, so you're dealing 3 damage.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
ignore 1 point of armor, so you're dealing 2 points of damage to him.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. You deal 2 points, and then Marcus, you get to attack as well, and he gets a -1 to his roll because this is a second. Whoosh.
For a brawl.
Okay, 4/4. So yeah, you basically you come into the side, and he sort of, as he slashes down, as it gets deflected by Auntie's character, I'm trying to remember his name, Eldon. It sort of gets slashed into you, but you manage to sort of push it up a bit. It digs into your arm, but you manage to dash out a punch. You take 1 aggravated damage, and you deal 1 damage to him as well. Oh wait, no, because he has armor, so it does nothing. You just punch him in the middle plate.
I'm using knuckle dusters.
Yeah, but you don't have any way of reducing his armor though. It increases it, but no, it doesn't because you tied. So it's always just 1 damage. And then his armor ignores it. All right, and then obviously we go back to him and brain thinking.
Eldon.
Oh, 4 successes, not bad.
I wonder if what's blood surge again? 1 attribute die when performing a blood surge. 218.
And you have to do a rouse check, don't you? And then you get your bonus die.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how it works again.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll let you do that.
Should be the number of dice supposed to be. It requires a rouse check. Blood surge applies only a single roll of the dice. Now I will be fine for now, so I'll just roll that again. No modifiers. Oh, boom!
Oh, nice.
That's a crit.
6. Oh, it's a crit. Okay, so you do.
That's a spicy
2, it goes
crit.
up 2 higher. So you've done.
I should have searched.
8. Yeah, 8. So then it goes
+2.
2 more, so 6. 5 damage. Yeah, you've taken him fully out. So he's fully out when it comes to superficial damage. So he's now impaired.
So when I see him get impaired, I just reach down and grab the stake that I'll have on my belt.
Okay.
Because
cool.
we're just carrying around like the stakes at this point. I'm guessing.
You are.
So I see him impaired, I just whip out my stake.
Yeah, no problem. And so then we go to Marcus attacking him. So basically, he tries to bounce the sword and swing it back to like the side, and you just basically slash at his arm and then just ram your claws like into his gut, and you just like rake rake across your claws across his guts, and then it you see him sort of falter, and he sort of falls to the ground, and he's sort of limping, I guess you could say. And then Marcus, obviously, this is your opportunity to attack now.
Let's say I pull out my stake and just go grab him, because if he's grappled, that's a bonus for me, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it is massive bonus.
Wait, but he's wearing armor. Why can't I? Should probably take his armor off, right?
Probably.
Yeah, well, that was my plan. I'm gonna start taking his armor off.
He still can fight back. He's not incapacitated. He's just disabled. He's like limping and wounded.
Yeah.
But he can still like try and stop you taking his chest plate off.
Alright, in that case, then yeah, I'm gonna jump on him again.
And try to Did you take the specialization for grappling?
I'm trying to remember how
Specializations are like very specific tasks. So like specialization for brawl grappling means when you grapple specifically, you get a bonus dice.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how that
And
works?
you can grab that as part of Ellie-Cat. So you have access to it like me.
That was what I was trying to do, but I just didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah. So you'll just get a +1
I just
modifier.
put up the station, don't worry.
Right.
It's the same way it works as Shadowrun. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been doing this wrong the whole time.
Alright, so yeah, get a +1 to your grapple. So
Yeah, my bad people.
brawl strength +1.
Yeah. Come on, get in there.
Woo, very nice. I can roll to resist, but he probably won't do well. 3. Okay, yeah. So you managed to get in and get the grapple.
Nice.
And he drops his sword as you grapple him. And now we are back to Anthony. And I guess you're going to try and stake him.
Going for the stake. So that would just be my brawl plus strength.
Yeah.
At a -2 modifier, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for trying to stake someone. Yeah.
So if I type in
I'll roll his
-2, submit.
Oosh.
Oosh, I'm gonna willpower.
Okay, yeah. You have 3 dice to willpower there, so yeah, you might as well.
I've got 4 dice in total that I can re-roll. My goodness.
No. You're only equal, so it doesn't.
I can do it another time, can I?
Not really much.
And he's
point.
grappled.
Yeah, he is grappled, so there's not really much point, I don't think. You might as well wait until next turn and try to do it again, I think. What are you grumbling at, dog? We'll go to Marcus' turn to keep the grapple up, and if you succeed by, we'll say, more than 2, you'll manage to pull his armor off as well.
Oh, yep.
There's actually a section on grappling, page 301.
I'll just make it up. Oh, you do that. You get well past that.
Lad!
Yeah. So you, he's on the... You got him on the floor, and you sort of pull it. You change the position, and you're able to just like grab one of the plates, and you just pull it off, revealing his heart, and you got him like properly in like a good pin where his heart's showing. You're
I
actually
imagine him like he's just
you're
like
actually
torn it off, and he's...
Yeah, you're also in a position where you could probably bite into his neck now too. So next turn you can start trying to drain him.
Yep.
But then we'll go to Anthony again. And I'll say he gets a -2 again because he's okay.
Crits.
Yeah, then he goes to crit, so he's got 5.
And then so do I.
Oh, so do you. 5. So 5,
Two.
even. I'll say you pull it off. So with him thing on the ground, you manage to get in and ram it and stake him. All right.
Through the heart.
Through the heart. Yep. And then we'll go to obviously Marcus. You can start going nom nom nom.
Yep.
I was gonna say before he does that, shouldn't we like get Alex to do the blood sorcery thing so this guy can't try and take over frickin' Lawrence?
Yep. Yeah, if you want to do, obviously that's probably the smart thing.
So I'll like stake him in the heart, and I'm guessing he just like kind of paralyzes and like seizes up.
Yeah, that's literally what happens.
And I'll tell him like, excellent. Off to Alex. Time to make you a fully fledged kindred.
Huh? As I'm like just about to bite into it.
Wait!
I mean, it's up to you if you want to go for it now, but...
Why should I wait? What?
Alex has blood sorcery. Remember, the VtM blood holds power. If you just eat on him, he could take over. He could impose his will on you. Alex has the blood sorcery to make sure that doesn't happen.
Ah, right. I really should pay attention in these meetings, shouldn't I?
Don't worry, that's what I'm here for. Grab him, let's go. And I'm just gonna start walking out.
Yeah, you grab him, you start carrying him out, and Aubrey...
I'll look around to loot.
Um,
I don't know. Anything
I
of
mean, you can
importance.
have one longsword.
Dope.
And then there's a book open in front of the altar that he was probably
I'll
reading
grab
from.
that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a like religious text.
Yeah. So,
Can I just have
I'll just add a
but
Catholic
it's not
Vampire Crusader Bible.
Okay.
Times 1.
What's in his wallet?
So anyway, he has this. You find a pendant with this icon on it. Hang on. Hang on, I'm just posting it in chat. There it is. That's the sort of bloody version.
That's the Sabbat, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Sabbat symbol.
Because it's the inverted Camarilla.
Yeah.
Camarilla, my
Camarilla,
goodness.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a type of cheese.
It's probably French for something, to be honest.
Likely.
Very likely.
Obviously, why it sounds like cheese. Everything in French sounds like cheese.
Yeah. So it has that symbol on it, and then he has that's also on the book and on his armor.
Can I read the book? Like, is it legible? Like, in my languages?
Yes, you can read it if you want to.
On the way back, I'll just, like, flick through it and just skim read.
Okay, so it's less of, like, what you would traditionally associate with a holy book, which is, like, more organized. There seems to be more, like, personal notes with, like, citations for where this information came from. And it seems to be, like, a collection of various texts relating to the life of Cain and the origin of vampires, as well as some like sort of rituals regarding basically becoming even closer to Cain, and how vampires are essentially God's angels of death on Earth, and that's the role of Cain.
Smug assholes.
Yeah, it basically says that the Sethites, as they call vampires Cainites, and humans are called Sethites, obviously coming from the sons Cain and Seth. And they basically say that the Sethites are the denizens of hell. Basically, they believe Earth is hell, and that the vampires are basically put on the Earth to be basically the rulers and tormentors. It's sort of Gnostic, because obviously it's got the idea that Earth is hell, but they still revere God as but they do use the term deluge for God, which is interesting. Like, I'm not quite sure how they're Gnostic myself, but they use Gnostic terms a lot, so hey.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because they still revere the God, which they call the deluge, which is very, very strange. They don't seem to have a concept of the monad, which is bizarre to me, but hey, it doesn't have to make perfect sense. They're just insane nutters, so. Anyway, so yeah, you read through that. You get some basic ideas of, you learn a little bit about Lilith as well. You learn basically the history of Cain was, after he was sent into exile into the land of Nod, he wandered around, he found Lilith. Lilith taught him the disciplines that vampires use today. When he left Lilith's little garden, he basically had met with 4 archangels, and each archangel basically gave, well, the first 3 basically said, if you repent, you God will welcome you back, and then he turned them down, and they gave him a basically different curse. The first one gave him the curse of, curse of sunlight. This next one gave him the curse of the diminishing blood, and I can't remember what the third curse was. And then the 4th archangel offered Gokanda. And yeah, it goes through basically all the basic vampire lore, and then how the Book of Nod, which is the actual Sabbat religious text, disagrees with certain points and agrees with other points, and different views on different characters across history, and so on and so forth.
So they're Mormons.
Kind of, I guess.
They agree, but they don't.
Yeah, I guess.
They're Mormon.
Well, it's sort of like it's meant to be a Gnostic religion. Yeah. It's odd though.
My character would just take the piss out of them as much as physically possible.
Yeah.
They're Notmans.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you read through that. It gives, if you want to read basically the metagame knowledge on where vampires came from, that's basically what's in it.
Cool.
And so you get back to base, and Alex has basically, I'm assuming you contacted him ahead of time, telling him that you got him, and that you want to fully welcome Lawrence into the world of the Kindred. And he's like, yeah, I agree with that. And he basically starts, when you arrive, he's readied out the freezer. He's drawn basically sigils all over the place. You can see these like scripts written around, like this magic circles with scripts, what looks to be in Arabic, written around the edges. And it basically covers the entire floor around a chair. It's mirrored on the ceiling above it, and then the walls have like different symbols and text written around it. And he just goes, yeah, put him in the chair. And as he does that, he basically he gets a knife, and he like pokes his finger